Hi, I'm Casey Hildebrandt with Hildebrandt Tree Tech, here today to talk to you about some common pests that we see in the West Texas landscape called spider mites. We ask that you be a little bit patient with our video today because we've got some construction noise in the background, but we'll do our best. So we want to talk about what are spider mites, how to identify them, and what do you do about them. So what is a spider mite? A spider mite is a tree pest that has a piercing and sucking mouth part and feeds on the valuable sugars that are produced inside your tree to feed itself. They have eggs that overwinter on your tree and then hatch out in the warmer weather in the springtime. And a spider mite is actually an arachnid and more closely related to spiders than they are insects. They'll actually have 8 legs. These spider mites can reproduce very quickly when the environmental conditions are favorable, such as warm weather in the spring, in as little as 1 to 2 weeks. So you can go from having just a handful of spider mites on your tree or plant to having a full-on infestation in a very short period of time. So the next question is, how do I know if I have a spider mite problem? Spider mites are an extremely tiny little pest. And so most of the time you're going to end up noticing the damage caused by the spider mites before you actually see a spider mite. Some of the damage that's most common on trees and plants is discoloration of foliage. These mites are actually literally sucking the juice right out of the trees, and that will cause discoloration in the leaves or foliage, which become pretty apparent. Spider mites also create a really fine webbing material on the foliage of a plant, and a lot of times in our West Texas weather, that'll trap dust blowing in the air, and so your plant will actually have a really dirty look to it, and that could be a really good indicator that you have a spider mite problem. So if you look at the Italian cypress behind me, you'll see there's a lot of the foliage that looks very dirty and dusty, and that's a big indicator. As you get closer to the plant, you can actually find some of the webbing, and we'll zoom in on that in just a second, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So if you take a quick look at the foliage on this Italian cypress, you can see that this is pretty green, nice, new growth. And if you get really close, which is a little hard to see on camera probably, there is actually some webbing and dusty look to some of this newer foliage. So there's mites there, they're just not severe yet. But in some of the other parts of the plant, we've got some severe spider mites that have created a lot of webbing, trapped a lot of dust. They've probably been here for a while. So this is a tree that we definitely know needs some help getting rid of these mites. So before we move on to what do I do about spider mites, I wanted to give you a couple more quick tips on identifying them in case your damage or maybe the webbing on the plant is not as severe or obvious as this one. One way that's really easy and common is take a clean sheet of white paper, break off a small part of the foliage of the plant and shake that paper or shake that foliage over the paper, and then take your finger and just smear it. And if you get smear marks on the paper, that is the actual spider mites being smeared across the paper, and it's a real good indicator because dust particles won't smear, but spider mites will. The next option is if you happen to have access to a really nice magnifying glass or even a magnifying loupe like this one, you can grab a sample of foliage, turn them over. A lot of times the spider mites will be on the bottom side of the foliage, also can be on the top, a lot of times on the bottom, and you can get down and really get a good look at them and may actually see the mites actively moving around on the foliage. So now I know what a spider mite is, and I figured out that I think I've got a problem. What do I do about it? One of the first things you can do as a homeowner on your property, if you have a smaller tree or shrub, is get your water hose out, put a sprayer on the end of it, and you can actually spray the foliage down on the plant, and that'll help rinse off some of your mite population. It's not going to control every mite, but it'll give you a good leg up on reducing populations. Mites thrive, spider mites thrive in warm, dry conditions, and we have a lot of that in West Texas. So anytime we're in a period of drought, those are good practices on your smaller trees and shrubs. So if you have a minor infestation of spider mites, then the spraying your plant down, tree down with a pressure jet of water is a good option. Sometimes, like the examples we have here where the infestation is heavier, we may want to introduce the use of horticulture oils. Those you'll want to be very mindful of spraying those in higher temperatures because those can cause burning on the foliage of a plant. Also, there's a lot of good options as far as foliarly applied spray pesticides. You can pick up those at local home improvement stores and garden centers. They use them on hose-in sprayers or sometimes in a little pump-up sprayer that can be very effective on treating spider mites for the homeowner. One thing to be very cautious about on using any pesticide is you have to follow the label. You've got to have spider mites on the label and follow it accordingly. That's very important. A couple other tips in regards to pesticides are anytime you use a pesticide for control of an insect or spider mite, repeated use of the same pesticide over long periods of time can build resistance of that pest to that pesticide. So it's a good idea to switch up the products you're using from time to time. Also, if you're using a broad spectrum pesticide that kills most pests, you can also end up killing your good guy bugs, essentially, and your bad guy bugs. So be careful on your selection of your pesticides. Read the label, and there's usually some really good information on there about how to apply and what will be killed by that particular pesticide. So we've learned some good information today. Maybe you're a person that knows you have spider mites. Maybe you're not sure you have spider mites, and you just don't have the time or energy to mess with trying to implement a control strategy. Or maybe you even have trees and shrubs on your property that would require specialized application equipment to help control these pests. Then we would encourage you to reach out to your local ISA certified arborist that offers a plant health program to get an assessment on your landscape and design a program that works for you. If you're in the Lubbock area, don't hesitate to reach out to us here at Hildebrandt Tree Tech for any of your tree care needs. We really hope you found the video informative and helpful, and we thank you for your time watching.